in my school. All right, so if you're not teaching special needs students in your school, why not? Okay, why aren't you doing it? This is a market that you are missing out on. That is a very huge market that is out there. And then what is a special needs child? Who is a special needs child? Do you need to change your current curriculum in order to teach these guys? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Okay? You do not need to change your curriculum. You do not need to change your class schedule. You don't need to add a special class for these guys into your school. You don't need to change what you do or don't do. Just like every student, they're going to have their strengths and their weaknesses and things that come easy to them and things that are a little bit more difficult for them. But you don't need to change up what you do. It may take them longer to get there, a little bit longer to do it, but they are physically capable of doing most anything that anybody else does in those cases. How do you advertise to bring these students to your school? Okay? If you do not tell these parents that you teach these special needs children, they're not going to come in your door. They're not going to come ask you, will you accept my child with autism? Okay? If you don't advertise that you accept children with autism, they're not gonna come see you. Okay? Whatever you currently use, whether it be Yellow Pages, whether it be a brochure, if you advertise on the internet using local school districts and getting in touch with special needs teachers, social workers at your local VAs or hospitals, even the doctors in your area. Okay, doctors love right now recommending martial arts for ADHD. Okay, well, get in touch with your doctors and let them know, hey, I'm right down the street from you, and I specialize in teaching students with ADHD. That's what I do at my school. Let them know so that they are aware. But if you don't put it on your brochures that you include these students in your curriculums that you currently teach, then they're going to presume you don't. Okay? They're not going to call and ask. They're just going to move on to the next guy. I'm going to show you two different pictures here, and I want you to tell me which of these two students has special needs. Is it this one on the left or this student on the right? Who's got special needs? Both. Okay? The one on the right is my brother. He's got Down syndrome. Okay? He has all kinds of special needs. The one on the left is my youngest foster daughter, my 12-year-old. She's got as many or more special needs than he does. When you come from a background of being in foster care, majority of your life, let me tell you, there's plenty of trauma-based issues that go along with that are going to affect how you have to teach that student. Who are special needs students? You get your ADHD and ADD. Most of you guys are all very familiar with that. If you haven't had one in your class yet, then I would tell you you're probably not a true martial art instructor yet. Because until you teach that ADHD kid, your world hasn't really been a challenge yet. You've got the autism and Asperger's scale. You've got PTSD, dealing with individuals who have bipolar, dealing with Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, adjustment disorders. And unfortunately, a lot of times, you're rarely dealing with one. Okay? Most of these individuals that are coming to you that have these issues don't have just one of these issues. Okay? They're usually going to have at least two, if not more, of these issues that you're going to have to deal with. Again, most important thing, if you take nothing else out of this, if you don't advertise, they're going to assume that you do not teach them. Make sure that you add a list of diagnoses to your current advertising that states who you're comfortable teaching. If you're not comfortable teaching a particular diagnosis, don't advertise for it, because they're going to start coming in your door if you advertise for it. Okay? So make sure you're comfortable with it, but at the same time, make sure you advertise for it. Once they're in the door, okay, now what do? You got them there. What do you do with them next? Alright? You got to hold an individual private lesson prior to the student starting classes. We do this for every student. Okay? We hold a one-on-one or a very small group intro with them and their friends, with them and their family to start classes. You've got to do that with this individual, cover your basics, and there's some things that we'll talk about here in a little bit that you have to child with that specific diagnosis. You've got to be specific to them, not say, well, martial arts helps kids with special needs, okay? But what special needs does their child have? If it's an autism child, you have to say, well, martial arts helps with autism because of, or this is how martial arts helps children with autism, okay? You can't just give them generic statements. Make sure that you allow for additional one-on-one private lessons prior to joining classes, okay? You're going to have a spectrum of disorders. You're going to have some kids that can do one intro and jump right into class, all right? You're going to have other kids that need to come in and do one-on-one with you for, 3, 4, 5 lessons. I've got a kiddo who's autistic that came in and saw me one-on-one once a week for 3 months before I put him into class with my other students. But by 3 months, he was ready to go. He went into class with other students. He's got his red belt. Okay? His next belt is his recommended black belt. So understand that they can get to a point where they can go into that regular classroom. It just may take a little bit more one-on-one time. These parents are not used to their children being included. They're used to being told no. They're used to being excluded. Okay? They're not going to balk and question, why do I have to pay extra money for this one-on-one class to get my child ready to join the regular class? That's not going to be the big deal to them. The big deal to them is that you're willing to let my child come to class. Okay? You're willing to work with me and get this child to the point that they can be in class with the other kids. Make sure that once they're in class, okay, find out their personality, match it with one of your leadership team or junior instructors, okay? Find somebody that is going to communicate well and mesh well with that student, and that student is one-on-one in those classes with that special needs student, mirroring everything they're supposed to be doing, okay? They are right there with them. This is a progressional thing, okay? Initially, one-on-one, all right? As they start getting better, as they start being able to keep up with class and do what they need to do, then, okay, now this leadership team member is in charge of the special needs student plus the 2 students on the outside of them, okay? Then they've got the 2 students outside of that. Now they've got the whole row. Now they're just assisting with class in general, but they're the person that has to report with that child. So if something happens, if they get mixed up on something, they start having an issue with something, they're the ones that can step up. The head instructor doesn't have to. That junior leadership team member goes right up in there. They've already built that rapport. They can calm them down. They can get them right back on the task on whatever it is that they need to be doing. How do you convince the other parents? Okay? Inclusion in the school district is something that these parents don't have the choice on. It's not necessarily something they're used to in activities. Okay? So how do you get other parents to be on board that don't have special needs students, that their child isn't getting anything drawn away from them by having a student in their classroom? Okay? Make sure that your student to instructor ratio is appropriate based on the number of A, students in your class, but B, special needs students in your class. Okay? So whatever you tell your clientele that your ratio is going to be for your class, for our youth, we tell them we try to stay at 1 to 7, 1 to 8, okay? That doesn't count my special needs kids. If I've got 2 special needs kids in there, those 2 are one-on-one, and then I'm still 1 to 7 or 1 to 8 with the remaining students in my class. Make sure that you hold your special needs students to the same standard, but not necessarily with the same consequences. Don't necessarily make them do push-ups all the time. Don't, give them the additional warning before that consequence occurs. Look for things that are meaningful to them to have to do. I will tell you, with my brother, when I'm teaching him in class, it is 1,000 times more effective to force him to say yes ma'am to his older sister than it is to do 1,000 push-ups. Okay? So you have to find what it is for that student that is going to get them back on task and back online, and understanding that whatever they just did is not acceptable. And that's not always going to be the same as what it was for your other students. Make sure that you can provide community service hours for your leadership team members that are helping out, okay? Keep track of their hours. Let them keep track of their hours for you. Have a sign-up sheet, let them track it. But at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter, provide them with a certificate, okay? Give them recognition for going above and beyond, okay? That should be all of your assistants. Any of your volunteers that are not getting paid to be out on your floor, that are out there helping you, that are helping you out at your front desk, that are helping tie belts as your little kids come in the door, that's community service. A lot of these kids in our area, community service is huge in the elementary schools. They get all kinds of different awards and things based on being able to turn in their community service hours. Provide them a certificate of how many hours they've given to you, all right? Review of how to include your special needs students in the school. These are your big bullet points. These are the things that you want to make sure you get. If you don't get anything else, make sure we get these down. All right? Make sure that you advertise that you include special needs students. Okay? Add them directly into your current classes. I'm not asking you to create a new class. I'm not asking you to change how you do your class. I'm not asking for any of that kind of thing. All I want you to do is just include them directly into your current class. Know what you're dealing with. Okay? Don't take on more than you can handle. If you've got a diagnosis that you don't know what to do, research it. Get in contact. I'm going to give you guys my contact information. Okay? Get in contact with someone who knows the diagnosis. Figure out what it is that your challenges are going to be, what it is that you're dealing with, so you know what you're doing before you get that child into your school. That should all be done before that first lesson occurs. Okay? You need to know what this is before my first lesson occurs. Alright? Talk to the parents in a way that they're used to hearing. Alright? These guys are used to hearing. How many of you are familiar with the term IEP? Okay. Individualized Education Program. Alright? These are terms these guys are used to hearing. Parents are used to hearing, how are you going to individualize your program for my child? Okay? Those are the words you need to be using. I'm going to take my curriculum that I teach and I'm going to individualize it to your particular student to make it be the best for them. Okay? To help them achieve the best that they can achieve as an individual. Alright? That's what they're used to hearing. They want to know what you can do individually for their student. Alright? Not what in general martial arts provides. Okay? They want to know what you're doing for them. Make sure that whatever staff members are going to be working with these students in their classes, that they are aware before the student shows up to class. Okay? Don't have them, your staff shows up 5 minutes before class, and oh, by the way, I got a new autistic child that's getting in your class today. Okay? If that staff member isn't used to working with autistic children, but you are, okay, well, you're going to have to be out on that floor. Okay? If you haven't cut that staff member appropriately. Make sure that that staff member knows what to do, what is plan A, what is plan B, and what is plan C. Okay? Because you've got to always remain a step ahead of these kiddos. They will push you. Know the problem or different behaviors that you're going to be working with. What are your challenging behaviors going to be based on the diagnosis that you're dealing with? Okay? What comes up that I need to know so that I know how to adapt and deal around and deal with this. Make sure you get that backup plan. So when that primary method fails, I've got plan B. Plan B fails, I've got plan C. Alright? Ensure that the parents, that you are capable of handling any situation that arises. Alright? These parents are so used to having to be on top of their child and responsible for their child, and but you don't understand. Johnny's you just don't understand how he's gonna do what he's gonna we can do that. We've got an instructor right there just for Johnny to be able to do that if that happens. Reassure them that they don't have to be responsible during that time. Let the parents know that this is their opportunity to have a break and relax. Okay? As a parent of special needs children, as an older sibling of a special needs child, you don't get a break. Okay? Everybody that works with these kids, they come in, you work with them for 45 minutes, an hour and a half, the teacher, you got them 6 hours a day, and they go home. Okay? There is no break. They're always there. They're always what you're having to deal with. When they're in school for 6 hours, you're in meetings with teachers and IEP meetings and dealing with things. Alright? So make sure that you know that these parents need to understand they need a break. This is your time to relax. My black belts are trained and capable of handling any situation that arises. Go run your errands and feel free to leave.